Bones, skin, hearts, and severed heads. It sounds dreadful, like exhibits in a cabinet of curiosities or a biological laboratory. However, we are talking about religious relics and artifacts. We are talking about the bones and skin of saints, which are revered, worshipped, and celebrated on their feast days according to the liturgical calendar. We are talking about the relics that become the target of thieves. They serve as an invisible bridge between humans and God, a vestige of the past, and an object of study for scholars. But before we begin, please support our channel by subscribing. The Mandelion of Odessa. The image of Jesus Christ appeared in a very strange and unusual way. In 2005, Rosalie Lawson saw the image of Jesus on a potato chip. Donnelly saw it on a dumpling. Chuck Rickman, a retired 911 rescue officer, saw the image of Jesus on the window display of a Hard Rock Cafe in San Diego. We also know about such images appearing on tree rings or building walls. According to Christian tradition, the first image of Jesus to appear on a material object is considered to be the image on the cloth that Jesus used to wipe his face. This holy relic is known as the Mandelion of Odessa and is one of the most important in the Vatican's collection. The relics of Saint Mark. In 828 AD, the relics of Saint Mark were stolen from a tomb in Alexandria and brought to Venice. To transport the relic on a ship, the merchants resorted to cunning. They placed the body of the evangelist in a large basket and covered it with pork carcasses, which the Saracens were forbidden to touch even during customs inspections. According to legend, the thieves witnessed several miracles on their way to Venice. Saint Mark is now the patron saint of Venice, but no one can explain why, considering that he was buried in another country. The relics of Saint Mark rest in a sarcophagus in the Basilica of Saint Mark. The event related to the theft of the relics is depicted in the painting by Tintoretto. The stone head of Guatemala. Whether the enormous stone head is a relic of a white civilization that preceded the Olmecs and Mayans, a hoax, or a religious artifact is unknown. In the 1950s, researchers discovered a huge stone statue in the jungles of Guatemala. It has an elongated skull, thin lips, a sharp nose, and a face that does not resemble the faces of the local people. The statue's eyes are closed, but if they were open, they would be looking at the sky. The production team of the documentary film Revelations of the Mayans 2012 insists that the head is a relic of the Mayan tribe used to entertain extraterrestrial visitors, and that it is an idol demonstrating the power of an alien civilization that visited the Mayan tribe. The blood of Saint Januarius. Every year, Catholics gather in Naples to witness a miracle. The dried blood of Saint Januarius, the patron saint of Naples, who was beheaded by the Romans in 305 AD, turns into bubbling liquid 18 times a year when brought close to the saint's severed head. This blood is associated with the prosperity of the port city. If the dry blood turns into liquid, the city is protected from volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, and plagues. On the other hand, if the blood fails to liquefy, it is seen as a sign of impending disaster for the people. In 1980, when the blood of Saint Januarius did not liquefy, nearly 3,000 people died in an earthquake in southern Italy. The incorruptible tomb of Saint Anthony of Padua. In 1231, Saint Anthony of Padua died at the age of 35 from evatism and was buried in a monastery. 30 years after his death, his body was exhumed. While almost all of Anthony's body had turned to dust, his tongue remained in perfect condition, pink and shiny, as if it belonged to a living person. During his lifetime, Saint Anthony had a beautiful and quick way of reading parables and had extensive knowledge of religious texts, which is why his tongue remained incorruptible. The tongue quickly became a relic. In 2013, a large number of pilgrims came to Westminster Abbey to see this holy relic and commemorate the 700 and 50th anniversary of its discovery. Lizard man figurines. Among the strangest archaeological finds are the lizard man figurines discovered in Iraq in 1919. These could be ritual objects or representations of beings from a unique extraterrestrial civilization. Years later, objects dating back to the pre-Sumerian era were found in the same location, but nothing as peculiar as the lizard man figurines. Whether these creatures with human bodies, almond-shaped eyes, and lizard features were depictions of extraterrestrial visitors, ritual objects, or something else remains difficult to answer. These lizard men, including figurines depicting women, were adorned with helmets, and one even held a scepter. If modern humanity originated in Mesopotamia, it could have been a mysterious birthplace for both humans and some cosmic race. The hand and toe of Street Francis Xavier. The relics of Street Francis Xavier are scattered throughout the world, attracting pilgrims who hope for miracles. The skull, both legs, left hand, bones and vertebrae of the saint are housed in a crystal urn atop a marble mausoleum in Goa. Since 1614, his right hand has been kept in Rome. Every 10 years, for a period of 6 weeks, his incorruptible remains are put on display for public veneration. There are different opinions on how the body can remain incorruptible for such a long time. Some believe it was embalmed, while others insist it is evidence of a miracle. Virgin Mary's breast milk. It all began when Saint Bernard of Clairvaux knelt in prayer before a statue of the Virgin Mary with the child Jesus and said, "Show that you are a mother." The Virgin Mary pressed her breast, and milk flowed into Bernard's mouth. This event was immortalized in a painting by Alonso Cano in 1650. Since then, breast milk has become a religious relic. In European churches, priests display vials of breast milk, claiming it to be the milk of the Virgin Mary. In Bethlehem, the stone on which the milk of the Virgin Mary fell turned white, and a church was later built on that spot. Eucharistic miracles. Italian artist Bonaventura Salimbeni created the triptych, The Glorification of the Eucharist, in the 16th century. He was commissioned to decorate the altar of the San Lorenzo Church. While the lower and central parts of the painting are done in the Renaissance style, the upper part depicts a spherical object resembling a UFO. Art historians and Renaissance experts argue that it represents a stylized depiction of the cosmos, but then why are 2 antennae added? At that time, telescopes had not yet been invented, so the painting might be considered evidence of human contact with extraterrestrials. Holy foreskin. According to the Gospel of Luke, Jesus underwent circumcision following his birth, following the Jewish tradition. Whether true or not, many Venetian painters of the 15th and 16th centuries depicted this event, and the holy foreskin became a revered relic during the Middle Ages. Numerous churches claim to possess the foreskin of Jesus, which was once kept in an alabaster box, according to the Arabic Gospel of the infancy of Jesus. Over 18 churches have claimed to possess this relic. In the 1900s, the Vatican declared that any church officials speculating on the holy foreskin of Jesus would be excommunicated. These physical objects, along with sacred texts, continue to puzzle and intrigue, inviting further exploration of their mysteries. Are you ready to unlock the secrets of the past? Subscribe now to Mystery Universe and embark on a journey to uncover the most enigmatic and awe-inspiring mysteries of ancient times. Leave a comment if there are any ancient mysteries you want us to explore in upcoming videos.